Welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. My name is Lüning, Horst Lüning. I'm the master taster of Whisky.com, and today we commence with our series of Benriach single malt whiskies, and today we have the 10-year-old Curiositas, 46% ABV here on my cask. There is an introduction video about Benriach. I have the link here for you. And I already tasted some of the unpeated whiskey, and the Curiositas is the first one I taste here with a strong smoky character. There's a miniature of this Benriach Curiositas, and it's available in a small set of miniatures in it. Perhaps if you look around, you find one of those sets so that you can have a first impression of these Benriach whiskies before you, look after such a bottle. Be careful if you do not like the smoky aroma of a ham or something else, on barbecue, then stay away from this bottle. This is hefty aromatic, hefty peat smoke in it. It might not be the right whiskey for you. Here on the tube it said the Benriach peated single malt Scotch whiskey from the heart of Speyside. Yes, heart of Speyside is called the entry whiskey of the Benriach series. Aged 10 years, non-chill filters, natural color. Very good. And here's a sentence I have to read aloud. Most whiskies achieve light peating through the water source. Have you ever tasted the whiskey at the distilleries, the water at the distilleries? There's no peat at all. If you look at this brown water coming from the mosses, and you take it out and smell on it, no peatiness at all. If you cut fresh peat and put your nose in, there's no smokiness at all. The peatiness comes from burning peat and the missing complete combustion of the organic fibers. This leads to phenols, and those phenols bring the peatiness. But brown water from a moss is little acidic. Yes, this will help the yeast to ferment the barley or the malt sugars from the barley. But there's no peatiness out of water. Benriach Curiositas additionally enhances the peat richness through the use of malted barley dried in the traditional way over peat-infused kilns, and as such is particularly unusual for a Speyside malt. Grey on grey, what the marketers think. Incredible. A rare peated single malt from the heartland of Speyside, Curiositas has wonderful overtones of peat reek combined cleverly with background of fruit, floral, heathery notes and an appealing presence of oak wood in the finish. Traditionalists believe that peated malts achieve optimum balance of peat, bittersweet and oak infusion after 10 years of maturation. Yes, the peated whiskey typically are younger because the distillery character, which softens over the years, is no longer able to keep pace with the peat. And so they bring it into the bottle quite early at a young age, so that there's the balance. In fact, peated Benriach is a return to the original Speyside character and flavor of malts typical of the 19th century. Curiositas is a distinctive and welcome addition to the Speyside scene. This is a dram to be savored with a dash of water. Why of the 19th century? Because peat was cut always in the highlands, and don't be afraid, there's growing more peat in the highlands than is cut away every year. So peat is growing in the highlands. And with the end of the 18th century, the railway was built up to Scotland, and then cheap coal was available for heating the fire for the kilns, and they could leave out the cutting of the tedious cutting of the barley, of the peat, for drying the barley. Therefore, the very intense, very peated whiskey came from the islands, where it was quite, more, or they had less money out of on the islands to let a ship bring the coal over. They said, well, we stay with the peat here. It costs nothing, just labor. And today, the distilleries in the Highlands and in the Speyside in particular see the big success of the Islay distilleries with their peated malts. And so they switch over and produce peated malts again in the Highlands and in the Speyside. And Benriach, as you've seen in the introduction video of Benriach, has a lot to give in terms of unpeated and peated single malt whiskies, and there are several peated whiskies to come in the next days. Very intense peat smoke. If I should say the ppm level, it's close to Islay's south coast. Fruits, flowers, and probably some honey. I always find it difficult to find the heather. So next time I visit the islands, I have to smell at the blooming heather. So here are apples and pears. And this smoke is really dominant. It takes quite a time to find those other aromas below or behind the smoke. But it's fresh. Fresh fruit. Wow. Now it's hitting back. A lot of, not a lot, definitely oak, some spiciness, and the peat smoke covers your mouth. And the aftertaste is not too long, but it's still there, fading away quite fast. So it's a medium aftertaste. Some asphalt, tar, it's a strong peat smoke. Yeah, thank you for watching. Stay tuned, there's more to come. The 17-year-old and the 25-year-old peated whiskey from Benriach are waiting for me. And feel free to share this video with your friends and look up in our database what other people say about this whiskey. Thank you very much.